Hey guys and girls. Hey everybody. So today's episode is not really themed. It's not really, I don't have an idea. It's going to be a whole lot of nothing and let's see if something comes out of it. So I don't know how this little mic is working. Try to put on my clothes and she is doing too much riff-raff. I don't think that's the word, but I'm doing too much movement for it to be what it needs to be. So we're just going to try it out, see how it works, because it's so much to bring that Yeti over here to where I'm recording to get things popping. Anyway, so a lot about nothing. I was supposed to do an episode on why I chose my husband because people are very much like not understanding. And I want to present a picture. This is where Hubs would place the picture over my hand. And when he does his edits. And then I want to explain that people who know me and my background and, you know, where I come from or whatever, it makes sense. Like if you really holistically put my life, you know, on a timeline or whatever, like where I grew up, things I've seen, things I've, you know, lived around, whatever, this makes perfect sense and it's not out of the ordinary at all. The only thing that's kind of out of the ordinary is how fast we got together and how fast we got married. But for others, the melanated ones, it's a little confusion. It's a little, why? Why do we do that? What's going on here? Where were we lacking that you had to be sent packing to the other side? Whatever the case is, I recently had a friend of mine, we were at a party, and I guess her friends or her family were asking like, who is that guy that Lorraine brought here? Like, I don't think I look like who he would be with, and he looks like who I would be with if you're going on, I don't know, past resume applications that I've accepted for the job that they did not complete or do a good job at, hence firings. Anyway, I get it. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you as a Black woman, a Caribbean woman, that I don't see what other people see. I know that people see like this Black girl and whatever. And if you know of my accomplishments, then okay, fine, throw it in there. But I see that this world is still seeing color. And their mind settles really good when a Black is with a Black, a white is with a white, and so on and so forth. The colors are all paired together as they should be. And whenever we see that Black girl and the Asian guy, or Black girl and the white guy, or vice versa, white guy with the Filipino girl, whatever the case is. I didn't join the army, so I don't know if diversity is really like wild in other countries. And I only say the army because I feel like that's what I would have to do to really explore the world, like for free, kind of, sort of. Anyway, I feel like all that interracialness is foreign here, but not foreign in other countries. Don't quote me on it. I haven't got my passport stamped to verify, but I have a feeling. And you can tell me in the comments if I'm on point or not. So yeah, I see that, you know, I don't know. And I feel like if you're with a white guy and you're Black, then maybe you're supposed to have white girl features. So it's a little bit more okay. I don't know. I'm not sure. All I know is that I see you looking with your looking ass. And it's going to be okay. There's nothing that I joke and I'm like, get you a white man, get you a white boy. Yeah, girl, that's why you got to come to the side. I joke. But there's really nothing that the Black man did or any other guy that I've dated did because I've not only dated Black guys, I've dated white guys in the past. I've dated Hispanic men in the past. Latina. Oh, Jesus. Let's correct that. I've dated Latinx? No. I've dated Latinos. I've dated Hispanics. I don't know if you guys want to be separate. Whatever. You can for the sake of this podcast. I've dated Blacks. I've dated whites. I had a crush on a redhead, but that would also be white. So there's that. I have not had the opportunity to run into the Asian neighborhood. And I won't have that opportunity because I'm married now. But I say all that to say, I did not marry someone who was like the answer to all my previous problems. I married my husband because he spoke to my soul in all the areas that it needed to be spoken to. I don't really know how I could top that answer. But get you a soulmate. Get you a soulmate. Am I going to stay here this whole time like this? Y'all, am I about to? I don't think so. It's giving. I need to give it to you and let you answer as well. And I was good with it for a minute. But now I'm not okay with it. And I want to use my hands and I want to be expressive. And I feel like I'm stuck in this. And so now, tell us why. Shots fired. So anyway, in short, I know that we don't look like the couple that would probably be together. If you know him, you probably don't see him with me because where he came from before, honey. Black people, we know the look of hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. We're going to praise him all day. But then you look at me and you're just like, oh, see my portfolio. Then you know. If you know, you know. And if you don't, you can only imagine. But yeah, I get it. I get that we don't look like the type of people that would probably be together. But guess what? It wasn't about, a lot of it was looks. I don't want to say a lot of it was looks. Looks factored. But the point of my life that I was in when I met him, he tickled my fancy a little bit, but it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm looking for this fine man. I was really looking for I was really open to being with someone who really just made sense for me in my life and what I had going on, and someone who would give me structure, because even though I am a military brat, not so much, I don't even like to say the brat part, I'm a product of parent in the military, whatever. That structure was given, but at the same time, a lot of flexibility was also given. And so I could be planning this and then not do a podcast for approximately 2 more months. I don't know. I'm wild like that. So I can be organized and then absolutely unorganized. And I feel like my husband brings all the strengths that I'm weak in, and we complement each other beautifully. You won't know unless you know, but just know that if you are, example one, if you're black, you're a black girl, you have had strict dating experiences. I'm being nice about it. I don't want to say, oh, you've only dated black men, because I don't want to throw them under the bus. And I don't want to generalize them either. But if you've had experiences where it's just not working out, you guys don't click. I was going to go somewhere else with this, but now I realize what I'm saying is more general, and I feel like I'm more comfortable saying it like this. So if you feel like your dating in the past has just not been for you, it has not been your thing, you're just meeting all the same types, the experiences are blah, the conversations are blah, the education ain't there, or it is, and it doesn't really show, whatever the case may be. Don't be afraid to date out of your comfort zone. That's all I'll say. I hate to say it like that because it looks like, oh, all the other races are the uncomfortable ones, so get uncomfortable and date them. That feels very weird to say. But don't be so tunnel vision on #Black love like I was. I was very on that. It was a lot for me. I wanted my tall black man. I wanted him long, strong. I wanted him to want children. There was a bunch of things that I wanted from that black man. And when I would pray, I think before I got with my husband, I didn't put a race on it. It looks like I put a race on it, if you know what I'm talking about. But I didn't put a race. I didn't say, oh God, please give me that black man that I've always dreamed of. I talked about the soul. I talked about the values and the characteristics and the qualities that I would want to be with forever. And I won't say that the guys that I've dated in the past didn't have some of them or couldn't have all of them. I just think that, our time was then and is no longer, and it's all good. And they were great people, because I don't know, I could have friends that say they were ugly or, they were shitheads or whatever the case may be. There was something there, obviously. I always say that when you're dating and you pick somebody, there's obviously something there that you connect with, and that's why you guys are together. So whether it's you guys bust down oxtail bones together and suck the sauce out of them bone dry, and y'all click over that, or you guys like the same anime, which not going to judge. Okay. Or you guys like, the same TV shows. You guys like to go to church together. You guys do Bible study. I'm like the Renaissance woman of dating, and I feel like I've done it all. I've tried to date the church boy. I tried to date the pastor man them. I was trying to open my Bible and act like I wasn't like listening to Cardi B on the side. Like, it was just a lot for me. I played a lot of roles, but the most genuine one that speaks to me is the role that I have now as a mother of 3 and a wife of one amazing man who absolutely will get on my nerves and work me to an anger that I've never known. But only he can do that to me. And he doesn't do it often, thank God. But that's how I know, like, oh, I am madly in love with you and I'm crazy about you. And I don't play about you. And I don't care what I say about you. It's going to be me and you until death do us part, sweetheart, because that's what I signed up for and you did too. So there's that. And if you're watching, because you will be while you're editing, I love you. And you're amazing. And I'm so happy that you're in my life. I wouldn't trade you for anybody else. Not even a nice, warm chocolate drop, because I feel like you're chocolate inside. So I could take it. I'm going to take my little inverted ice cream sandwich and call it a day. And there's that. All right. So off of that, dating, I don't know. Where was I going with that? So it's okay if it doesn't match what your family thinks. And it's okay if you have the you people experience. I didn't have that, thank God. But yeah, I get it. Thankfully, my family is pretty like, we good around here. We're not having so do you use wash rags? Do you wash your legs? Do you wash your feet? Like, we don't have, same way he and his family, thank God, are not asking me about weave and why we wear bonnets. And, they're not doing that. Thank you, Jesus, because we are culturally aware of each other and of others, and they might be more Haitian than me. So there's that. So it's okay if it's not what it looks like. It's not, what it should be. I remember when we got together, I had coworkers that were like, he smokes weed, he does YouTube videos, he does blah, blah, blah. Like, just everything, the language, the translation of that was the Caucasian translation was, he's not your type, or we don't see him for you. And that's okay. I'm a little bit caught up in what people think. A little bit. I'm going to be honest with myself and you all. But I have been learning, especially with recent events, it's okay for me to be okay with what you're not okay with. I don't owe you that. If you're my friend, then you honor our friendship and you honor my individuality and my own way of expressing myself and wanting to live my life. So I'm not going to, basically, what you eat doesn't make me shit, and otherwise. What I eat is not going to make you shit. And we're probably not going to eat the same things. So, and if we do, maybe you have a better digestive system than I do. But regardless, whatever I do is not going to impact you in the way that you feel that it will. And your thoughts are respected, but they're not permission slips for me. So, I really had a hard time coming out of college thinking that, the guy that I date needs to be black and he needs to be educated. He had to go to school. And you meet a lot of black guys who didn't go to school. And it's okay. They didn't go to college. They don't need a degree. Some of them went to vocational training schools. Like, it's all good that's a plumber. Honey, we need plumbers. It's okay if it's a carpenter. It's okay. Like, there's other trades I think that people are asleep on because they think that the degree in finance is hot. And it's all hot and dandy until they're done with their career and they're burnt out and they want to come home and do something else with their lives. Like, I don't know, make t-shirts. Who knows? I just did not put that much degree on degrees. I did, and then I got to a point where I was just like, this doesn't make any sense, because I met the 6-figure, you fill in the blank. I met him with his own crib, and that man was turning off all the electronics before he left the house every day. Like, I think he unplugged everything but the fridge. Do you think I have time for that? And I had a whole child. I had a whole child. He didn't have a kid at the time. So it's like, what are we doing? We got to go through. Girl, God let me see. God let me see. God let me date. God let me just live. And he was just so revealing. And I appreciate him. And God revealed my husband to me. And I'm happy he did. I'm happy I was open to it. Because I would have been like, what? But yeah. It happened. And if you, okay, so the video before this one, obviously the episode before this one, I talk about, if you know, you know, I met my husband at Subway. So that was the little inside joke that now outside, now you can know it. So there's that. So yeah, it may not be what it looks like. It may not be, you know, what it should look like. Oh, you went to school, he didn't. You have a great job, he doesn't, or vice versa. You have a crappy job, he has an amazing job. I mean, if you guys are trying to settle down based on who's making the most money, or I mean, I don't know. What are the qualifications for settling down? It's a very long time to say what I want to say. But if the guy that you're choosing does not fit the family prototype of what belongs in the family, that's okay, girl. It's okay. Love who you love. Love who you are connected to on that deeper level that nobody can understand or comprehend. And it makes sense to you, even though it doesn't make sense to them. And that's all right. And we gonna hold it there and leave it at that. Because if you're going to be with somebody that you absolutely love and also try to play, you know, safe for your family, or try to save face for your family off the strength of, you know, trying to please both worlds, it's not going to work. Sorry for all that interaction with my eye. It's not going to work. You're going to be unhappy. Your husband's going to look at you, or your boyfriend's going to look at you crazy. Your family's going to look at you crazy. Who do you care looks at you crazy? Like, do you want your family who you're not sleeping with and creeping with and getting all deep with? Like, do you care about them? I mean, you care about them, but how much do you care about them? You're going to sacrifice your own happiness for them, who've probably found their happiness. They're living life like it's golden and everything is Gucci over there. Are we still doing that? Are we still auditioning for our family's love and acceptance of all things that we do? Probably can't live that way. So choose who you choose. It makes sense to you. Let everybody and their mama talk about it. And I hope that they put a little seasoning with it since you stay in their mouth. But anyway, don't worry about them. I was with somebody, and it wasn't until we broke up that my best friend at the time was like, oh yeah, he was ugly. Girl, you let me stay with that man for like a year and change. And the whole time you was talking about he was ugly. If you would have told me that, then I would have probably tapped into some other ugly qualities or whatnot. And then maybe I could have got out of that. Or I don't know what this antenna's trying to do. But I would have probably got out of that earlier, because I would have just peeped. You know, sometimes your friends can see things that you can't. Sometimes your family sees things that you can't. And then sometimes your family's just outright like, no, he is Indian and we don't want him messing up our black photos, or whatever the case may be. Or, you know, this obviously is targeting the families who are not open to other cultures, obviously, because who is saying that? Like, brown is brown, black is black, and, you know, white is white. So, you know, if you're a white girl and you're really interested in a black guy, or anybody that's outside of your culture, and you really want to date him, and your family's almost like borderline threatening you not to bring nobody darker than them home, but you live on your own and you grown, go ahead and go for it, girl, because who they gonna check, boo? How they gonna check you? You got your own crib. Now, if mommy and daddy are still paying the mortgage and you're not that grown and on your own, there might have to be some sacrifices made. Maybe we have to just sacrifice them paying the bills, get a real job, or, you know, work hard at the job, whatever the case may be, to be independent, so you can love on who you want to love on. And there's no say-so, and there's no risk of homelessness for the sake of romance. Let's not do that. I mean, unless Buddy got a house that there's so many possibilities. We could be here all day with the possibilities. But basically, if you are a woman who is in love, or you have a crush on, or you're interested, you never tapped the other side, you were very like, I'm gonna stick with me and mines. And what's that thing on Instagram? It's always like, oh, I can't date outside of my culture because I don't want nobody asking me ... whatever your culture does that another person might ask outside of your culture, obviously. If you're one of those people and you just don't know what it's like you really like this Asian guy and you really don't know what it's like to be with an Asian, because there's been so many stereotypes about them that you can find out before you get engaged into seriousness. You want to be with a white guy, you don't really know what that is because there's a lot going on with that. Or you want to date a black guy and you heard some things about that, and you know, you might not be vaginally prepared for what comes with that. So there's just so much going on. And all I say, because I can't list all the things and all the stereotypes, and, you know, I said a couple, but implicitly. But all I'm saying is that you got to live for you. Just live for you. Try it out. Sorry, yikes. It sounds like a Sephora sample, but like a tester you could take home. Yikes. I mean, you could, but you figure it out. But when you settle with what speaks to your soul. Settle with what just makes the most sense. It's not dangerous. It's not risking it all. It actually gives you peace. And you guys can both fulfill a deeper purpose together than separate. I guess that's how I end it. There is so much editing to do because I don't even know what the hell was going on. It was all over the place. But I found my lucky charm. What? He is not even Irish. Is he Irish? He's Italian, Puerto Rican. Is he Irish too? Whatever. I found mines and I release you to go find yours. Go get yours, girl. Or let him get you. Stop being closed-minded because what you want and what you need might really be in what you never looked at before. It might be right under your nose. No cocaine. All right. There's that. I cannot do this for 30 minutes, y'all. There's just no way in hell. So, ciao.